Hey everyone, welcome to Chapter 5 or Season 2 of the Double Attraction Paradox. Today we'll be going through Taylor Swift's The Fate of Ophelia and Shakespeare's Hamlet. The main theme for today is the symbolic meaning of corrupting innocence through Ophelia's perspective on relationships. So let's get right into it. Taylor Swift's The Fate of Ophelia and Shakespeare's Hamlet both incorporate themes of romantic deception, betrayal, and the corruption of innocence through the interpretation of Ophelia's narrative to help readers understand relationship norms and interpersonal conflict through a different lens. In Shakespeare's play, Ophelia was originally portrayed as the naive daughter of Polonius, the chief counselor to King Claudius, and the sister of Laertes, who was intrigued by Prince Hamlet's charm and genuine affections through his letters and gifts. However, their relationship faced numerous barriers and complexities. For instance, Laertes was concerned that Hamlet's status meant his marriage would be influenced by political duty rather than by genuine love. He advises Ophelia to turn away from the relationship to protect her chastity and reputation. But here's how things turned out. When Hamlet accidentally kills Polonius, Ophelia descends into grief and emotional instability, expressed through lyrical songs as a result of her personal trauma and the gender expectations of her society. During Shakespearean times, men were traditionally expected to exercise leadership through patriarchal authority and competition, while women were often expected to fulfill supporting roles by providing care and guidance to men. As a result, patriarchal expectations often marginalize women's voices and autonomy. These traditional roles impose limitations on both men and women. Hence, this restricts individual freedom and creates gender conflict and authoritative manipulation. Through the lens of the double attraction paradox, I often observe that some individuals in relationships experience emotional alienation and toxicity due to societal expectations. While psychological trauma and internal conflict build a foundation for coercive conflict, individual trust becomes distorted when needs are not met or boundaries are crossed. For instance, a man is expected to be the breadwinner, while a woman acts as a caretaker of the house. When life begins to involve complexities such as divorce, poverty, immigration, or a lack of education, it may shift people's perception of gender roles and responsibilities. A man may perform household chores instead, while a woman has to work to earn money for her children, creating a sense of insecurity and discord in relationships. An insightful lesson that connects Shakespeare's Hamlet to the double attraction paradox is that gender autonomy shapes the way we perceive life. As adolescents and young adults discover independence and develop emotional maturity, society gradually shifts from a traditional innocent lens to a modern perspective where emotional avoidance and the dismissal of intimacy are more prevalent, or more common nowadays. So let's now move on to Taylor Swift's The Fate of Ophelia. Taylor Swift's The Fate of Ophelia incorporates modern Americanized lyrics and distinct settings that connect to some thematic scenes from the Shakespeare's Hamlet. If you guys don't know who Taylor Swift is, She is basically an American singer from West Reading, Pennsylvania. Although the video features a blend of vibrant costumes across multiple time frames, the moment when Taylor Swift faints at 2 minutes and 7 seconds, followed by the shift in setting from a sailboat to the sea, stood out to me the most. Based on my interpretation, I could envision Ophelia's demise in a brook where she drowns in melancholy. So this lyric resembles rejection and the emotional contagion of Prince Hamlet's fury. In terms of contagion, it's like when Prince Hamlet is angry, Ophelia absorbed this anger and copied it. She was also pressured by the fact that Prince Hamlet accidentally kills Polonius, while Prince Hamlet himself was already mad because of his family, or because of Claudius. But upon the death of Polonius, Ophelia lost her sense of innocence and felt the betrayal of her lover's intention to abandon her, channeling her sadness through lyrical poems to grieve over her father's death and foreshadow the downfall of the Kingdom of Denmark. At the same time, she felt a sting of abandonment and ambiguity from Prince Hamlet's mixed signals, whether through writing love letters or when he tells Ophelia to go thy ways to a nunnery. In my own interpretation, this line reflects Prince Hamlet's misogynistic attitude towards Ophelia, as he dismisses and insults her. In doing so, his behavior illustrates anger and distrust toward women at that point in the play, which he channels through his harsh treatment of Ophelia. Last but not least, looking at the lyrics of Taylor Swift's song, I interpret her lyric, Ophelia lived in a fantasy, as a symbol for one-sided limerence. In the double attraction paradox, I defined limerence as a form of severe infatuation that consistently produces fantasies in a person's mind and an inability to stop thinking about the other person. Like Ophelia, crushes often become unaware of reality and lose track of their personal goals through their loss of innocence. People may create a fantasy where their lover or crush fosters closeness, resulting in unresolved conflict and a lack of communication. Because our brain keeps lingering memories from the past, it treats mixed signals as a puzzle to be solved about the other person. Even so, attachment slowly emerges and acts as a trap where people find it difficult to escape due to obsession. So I present to you my thematic conclusion. The symbolic meaning behind corrupting innocence is shown by the similarities shared between Ophelia's traumatic experiences and the contrast of media timelines. Most of Shakespeare's works contain vague wording that readers often struggle to parse, while Taylor Swift's song encompasses modern elements that may depart from the original plot. However, the combination of two different forms of media unveils a new perspective for understanding the evolution of traditional norms and their traumatizing effect on gender expectations and corrupting innocence. Through the lens of the double attraction paradox, both works help readers understand how emotional attachment, limerence, and unresolved conflict or communication distort a person's perception of reality and create a blurred boundary between genuine connection and fantasy. Furthermore, readers can use this interpretation as a guide to reflect on how the psychological struggles behind relationships continue to foster ambiguity and conflict over time. So this is media interpretation number 3, the symbolic meaning of corrupting innocence through Ophelia's perspective on relationships, consisting of the double attraction paradox, Shakespeare's Hamlet, and Taylor Swift's The Fate of Ophelia. And that concludes chapter 5 of season 2 of the double attraction paradox. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.